Well, g'day everyone and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to part 2 of our Oodnadatta Track adventure. If you didn't see last week's episode, I'm going to drop a link in for you here. It'll also be in the description of this video. But in the meantime, if you're not already subscribed to our channel, please hit the subscribe button. Go and get yourself a cold drink. Get your feet up for the next 20 minutes or so. Come and join Ali and I for the adventure.
Hi, I'm Steve.
And I'm Alison.
We decided a couple of years ago that we'd work hard and save all of our money and start living life on our own terms.
So we bought a caravan and hit the road on a trip for 2 all around Australia.
So why not come and join us every week for our adventures? Pulled up to have a little bit of lunch, and this was actually going to be our overnight spot here. I'll take you out and show you in a second. But the flies are just absolutely insane. In fact, they're really dictating the way that we're travelling at the moment, aren't they?
They are. They're very, very friendly, and it doesn't make for an enjoyable time when you're outside. So, like, we'd love to pull up and camp a bit earlier along the track, but we'll be stuck inside.
Yeah, and it's just too hot to be sitting in the van at the moment. It's the temperature's definitely risen since we've come up the track, hasn't it?
It has. Since we were at the what do you call it? Flinders Ranges. Sorry, where were we? The Flinders Ranges. It's 8-9 degrees hotter.
It is, yeah. We haven't really come that much further north. So we're going to continue on after lunch up to William Creek, and we'll check it out, and then we'll find a campsite for the night. But I can't see us pulling over till getting closer to 5 when these flies start to die down, because it's just insane. You can't even go outside and use your barbecue. They're crazily bad at the moment, aren't they?
It's not. It doesn't make for an enjoyable time, that unfortunately. And yes, being in the outback, that's part of being in the outback. You got to pick your time sometimes.
It is, yeah. Maybe for up here in June. There's no flies around that time. Anyway, we're going to continue on because it's still a beautiful day and there's so many wonderful things to see out here, isn't there?
Yes, there is.
So this was our intended campsite to stay tonight. It's called the Amphitheater, and you'll find it just a little bit north or west. I'm not quite sure of the direction at the moment, from Coward Springs. Now, we didn't pull in at Coward Springs on this trip. We've read some reviews recently about the hot springs and stuff there, and a lot of people equate it to a bit of a slimy soup, so we weren't really interested anyway in going out and doing that. But certainly, if that's your thing, there is a caravan park down there. You can book in, you can stay, you can utilise their hot springs, and I'm sure they have some other things that you can do out there. But here's the Amphitheater. So as you can see, to me it looks like it might have been an old quarry, or they just put a lot of dirt and stuff in here, or a bit of a dam. We didn't drive in there because I was worried about the ground being too soft and we might get bogged. But we did find ourselves a great little spot up here, which I would have spent the night right there. It's nice and level. It's beside a dam, and water is such a rare resource out here. We figured it'd probably attract a fair bit of bird life and maybe a little bit of wildlife later in the evening, which would have been good to come and see. But yeah, it's a great spot. But as we said, we're just being really driven by the flies at the moment, and they are absolutely insane. So the ruins here at the Beresford Bore are very similar to the ones that we saw earlier today. Same sort of building, lots of fireplaces and stuff. Obviously not as well visited this one. It's in pretty good nick, although the roof is missing a little bit further down. It's a bit of an old school bike. So here's another water tower from the old railway days. The difference with this one is actually got the tank next to it, which hasn't been a lot of them. Sometimes they have a ruin of what might have been there, and just the tank itself existed. But this is a really good example of what they were along the rail line. So just looking around here at the Beresford Bore, definitely people come and camp here. I'd say it's a very popular spot. There's lots of sign of campfires and stuff. There's a lot of shotgun shells laying around, a lot of things that have been shot at. So I imagine it's probably used a lot by the locals and things as they're hanging around. But as I said before, the flies are just too bad. You might be able to see them buzzing around me at the moment. We're going to continue on for the day. So we've been on the road now for about, what, 6 hours today, Al?
Yeah, 6 hours. 6 hours is probably about right.
200 k's, and we've come into William Creek. We're going to continue on. It's still a little bit early today, and we still can feel like driving. But it's a great town if you want to come and stop. It's very similar to Maree. You can stop in behind the pub. I don't think they charge you a fee for it, or do they? They do charge you a fee at this one.
Okay.
Yeah, Maree, they just ask that you eat in the hotel. It's probably cheaper to stay here because I think they only charge you about $20 a night to stay here, whereas Maree cost us about 80 last night with dinner and a few drinks. But we'll turn the camera around. I'll give you a bit of a look as we come through town. You can also get fuel here too, so we'd probably top off a Jerry, I'd say.
In 300 metres, turn left. Turn left onto William Creek Road.
That's the end of the Oodnadatta Track for us today, or this time round, isn't it now? We're on our way out towards Cooper Beatty now.
Yes.
But if you follow it on up to Marla, I think it's about another 400 k's. I think the Oodnadatta is about 600 and something k's long.
It is, yeah. It was about 200 odd, just over 200 to Oodnadatta, and then another, oh gosh, 200 to Marla, yes.
Somewhere around
400,
there.
I can't quite remember now.
Either way, we come through William Creek, we stopped, but we didn't stop in the town, we stopped just outside. I noticed a bit of a trail behind the caravan. I got out, there was a broken pipe on one of the water tanks, so we're just going to head out now to our overnight spot. We'll spend another hour down the road, and then we'll try and get it patched up tonight. Then we'll head into Cooper Beatty tomorrow and get it either fixed properly or just top back up with water. So I'll tell you the name of the camp when we get there for tonight, but it's a little bit hard to find, isn't it, Al?
Yes.
We're staying at Lake, God, I'll see if I can say it. I can't. But the directions that you get on Google Maps or Apple Maps don't bring you to where you need to go. But there's some great instructions on the Wikicamp page on how to get it. But the simple instruction is when you see the big defence sign talking about the Woomera Rocket Range, and you'll see that near a cattle grid, and you'll also see an old truck body there, turn down that road and just follow it down for about 5 to 6 k's and you'll come to the campsite. But Wikicamps has had us go, not Wikicamps, our navigation has had us going everywhere but there, hasn't it, El?
Yes, not unusual lately, seems to be all over the place.
Yes, so we're going to head down to camp now, get set up for the night. Looks like it's going to be a fantastic sunset, so yeah, can't wait to see that. Yeah, we'll get away with it tonight.
So we've had a little bit of a minor disaster, well, a major disaster. We've come into our camp for the night down here at the lake that I cannot say the name of. We've bloody cracked a pipe here between the two tanks, so going to try and catch everything that we can, and then we'll try and pump that back into the van later after I try and make a repair. It looks like we're going to have to go into Coober Pedy tomorrow and get it sorted. I know it's a bit dark, but I did manage to make a minor repair. We can use one tank but not the other, but it doesn't matter. We lost all of our water for except about 10 litres or so, so we're definitely going to head into Coober Pedy tomorrow, which is only about 60 k's up the road, and we'll get that sorted when we get up there. But yeah, I suppose back to the campsite. It's a beautiful place to come and stay. Check out the sunset over the lake. Absolutely amazing, and we're the only two out here with a million flies, and it's after sundown. These little buggers are still hanging around. They're really, really persistent at the moment. I'll be glad to get away from them, to tell you the truth. Well, good morning everybody. I finally worked out the name of where we're staying. We're staying at Lake Cadibarrawirracanna, which is about 6 k's off the main road or off the William Creek Road. As you're heading in towards Oodnadatta, you'll see the big army sign like I spoke to you about last night. It just tells you about it's part of the, must be part of the impact area for the Woomera range, and the army can come in here and close it down if they need to. That's probably just for our safety anyway. But you're driving about 6 k's and you come to an absolutely beautiful spot on the side of the lake. Ellie and I were the only two out here last night, and I'd say you get this place a little bit on your own if you do come out, and it is absolutely stunning, particularly for sunset and for early in the morning. We didn't have a lot of time last night because the rock must have hit, I'd say, the T-joint that's in our plumbing between our tanks, and we just lost all of the water. So I've managed to keep about 5 litres, which we'll use for a little bit of coffee and stuff this morning, and then we're going to go back into, or we're going to go into Coober Pedy from here. We're only about 60 k's out, so we'll go in, get ourselves into a van park. When the hardware opens again tomorrow on Monday, we'll go and we'll get the piece that we need if they've got it, and we'll get it fixed up. It's a pretty easy fix, but I'll show you what I've done to temporarily fix it for now. Well, I hope you can see that. So all I did is I've disconnected the little T junction out, and I've just got a section of hose, put it in there. I've just got some O clamps. I'll do those up. It'll give me the use of at least one tank. I won't be able to use the other tank though. Unfortunately for me, ours are connected together, so I can't isolate the two, but I'm going to work out how I do that, so if I ever get this problem again, we don't suffer the same fate as we did this time and lose all of our water. Anyway, we'll get all that sorted out when we get into Coober Pedy. So here's the spot we got at Lake Cadibarrawirracanna. It's beautiful. It's just big open plains right on the sides of the lake. The lake is very, very salty, and when you walk near the edge, the mud, you just sink in it straight away. So never ever take your van. And there's a lot of signs around here to tell you not to take your vehicle past certain points because you'll just sink straight away. But anyway, check it out. One thing that is a little bit strange when you come down here, because you are near water, is there's absolutely no wildlife down here. I think it's only because it's the salt content of the water. Obviously, a lot of like birds and things like that aren't going to use it, so it's very, very quiet down here. And last night, during the night, it was exceptionally quiet. That quiet that it kept you awake. It was very, very different place to stay. But I've got to say, this really feels like the true outback of Australia when you come and stay in places like these. So if you want to come down and stay at Lake Cadibarrawirracanna, I'm just reading off the sign here in front of me. I'm going to turn the camera around and show you the name. When you come along the William Creek Road, and I'll turn the camera around, you'll come to a cattle grid, and next to the cattle grid is a sign that just says Lake Cadibarrawirracanna Bore, and then you'll come around. You can see us on our way out at the moment, but there's a sign there that just tells you that it's part of the Department of Defence, and it's just a thing to say that you can go down there, but if they want to move you, they'll move you.
and it's about 6 k's down to the lake. And let me tell you, except for the flies, it is an absolutely magnificent stay down there. It's really, really worth your time if you want to go and stay somewhere where you are totally remote and absolutely beautiful, maybe just in a month or two's time. So it's currently mid-May, it's actually Mother's Day today. So I'd say that maybe in June, when it cools down a little bit and the humidity's gone away, all of these tens of thousands of flies will disappear with it, and it'll make it a wonderful stay down there, nice little campfire. If you are going to go down there and have a campfire though, you need to bring your own timber. Make sure you've got plenty of water and all the other things that you need, because there's nothing down there whatsoever. So what were your thoughts on Lake Caddy? I've changed it to Caddy because it's too hard to say the rest of it. What were your thoughts on Lake Caddy?
Yeah, it was a very nice place. It was very beautiful. Probably we've said it once or twice, the flies are very, very, very friendly at the moment, and it doesn't make for an enjoyable time. So that was the only thing that probably took away from this area. Other than that, it was like the sunset was beautiful, the area was beautiful. I would have loved to have stayed a little longer.
Definitely, there's flies. We're inside the car and there's flies still crawling around the outside of the camera. You might see me trying to shoo them away at the moment, but we're going to head from here down to Coober. We've booked it in the caravan park so we can make the repairs on our water tanks and plug in some water and have a shower and do all of those sorts of things. And we're going to hang around there for a couple of days. But I think that'll be a good note to end this episode on. We'll pick the new one up in Coober.
Yes, yeah, our original plans wasn't to stay in the caravan parks, but as they say, life happens, and so you just got to roll with the punches.
It's all part of the adventure. Well, if you like today's episode, make sure you give us a like before you go. If you have any questions or comments about today's episode, hit us up in the comments section. And of course, as usual, if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so, because it really does allow our channel to grow. But until next Saturday at 7 o'clock, you guys have yourselves a great week. We can't wait to see you. We'll see you then.
See you next week.
Bye-bye.